the beginning of time, the cosmos is born. In the explosions of the universe, the elements are formed. Fuck your bitch ass money and being famous. You can suck the warm shit out my motherfucking anus. I refuse to entertain the oppressive mentality. I'll grave man like a woman. I live in equal reality. The word brings fatalities, yet life my actuality. I seek the knowledge of the one true father of creation. The beautiful sacred geometry he taught the ancient civilizations. The most dangerous blade is hidden and up to no good. In this nation our education maintains our subjugation. Yet to be a brave samurai you need a bit of black blood. And a heart deeper than a black hole. A soul darker than coal. With skills to pay the bills at God's will and his will alone. With no fear of drones, clones, gunshots or broken bones. I walk the graveyard till it's time to go home.
This motherfucker and do exactly what they're supposed to do to make money. And it's funny because people will argue and tell you about what not to do to get paid and then do the exact same fucking thing to get that check. You know what I mean? And they'll eat that shit sandwich with all that shit all over their face and try to act like it's chocolate. Dead ass. And so you gotta like, yo, you gotta rightly divide this bullshit. You know what I mean? So that's the good part about, like I said, that's a good part about being a black man. Another good part about being a black man is that ever since I've been a kid, you've always been, it seems like we've always been the one on the top of the food chain when it comes to sexuality and getting bitches. Now, it don't necessarily work out that way once you get the bitches, you know what I mean? You get around and get them hoes, next thing you know, you motherfuckers end up with kids that they didn't really want, and child support and shit that they didn't really need and didn't really want, and stuck with a woman they didn't really want or need or anything else like that. That's where the intelligence comes in, you know what I'm saying? And most of that shit comes due to, I think, most of that shit comes to being treated a certain way. And then you should all of a sudden step into a certain level of status where as you become a man, it don't matter. It don't matter. People, you know, this whole thing about people having to have money to have viable relationships or having to have money just to get pussy is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? My old man told me that you can get pussy when you can't eat and have a girlfriend for every day of the week. We put that to the test, and he is absolutely fucking correct. You can get pussy when you can't eat, and a nigga should have a girlfriend for every day of the motherfucking week. You know what I'm saying? Because the reality of how women treat us is completely different than how every other man is treated in the society. And everybody wants to try to say, oh no, we're all the same. No, we are not all the motherfucking same. That shit has got to stop. We are not the same. You understand what I'm saying? Even as a black man to other black men, they're completely different in thought and in everything else. The only thing that makes all of us black men the same is that we are all treated the same in this system. But we're not the fucking same. And when you compare what a black man has to deal with as opposed to any other race any other race within these walls, okay, you'll see, not that we have the hardest road or the less road or all that other bullshit. It is just not the same fucking road. You understand what I'm saying? Our road is over there. Your road is over there. And we don't do the same shit. We don't talk the same shit. We don't act the same way. We don't do none of that motherfucking shit. And this is why everybody wants to study black people and everybody wants to know, well, what's going on with blacks? What's going on with the black man? They want to be that way. First of all, we're the only culture, or we're the only people that when we try to help each other, the entire nation will go against you. Everyone will cut you off. Everyone will say, fuck you. What you trying to do helping these other niggas out? You supposed to help us first. See, if you gonna just start an organization for black men and black men only, that's racist. You supposed to help all of us, right? So even as being a black man, you're supposed to put your talent for the rest of the community before you put it for yourself. So you're supposed to put your own self last because society says you're supposed to put yourself last. You're not supposed to put yourself first. If you put yourself first, then you're being racist. That's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We're not even going to go into the whole terminology of racism and what it means and all that other stuff. That stuff is already out. There's too much literature, too many studies, too many facts, too much history to even start compiling and going through for us to even try to justify what I'm saying. You can Google that shit. You can Google everything that I'm telling you and look it up for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. And in fact, I know you niggas ain't gonna take my word for it because I'm black. So being the fact that it's a black man telling you this shit, you motherfuckers is gonna be chickly clickly 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 clackety and looking up every fucking thing I say because I am black. And ain't nobody just gonna believe me because I'm go screw. Nah, they're not gonna go for that shit. Ain't nobody gonna say just because I said so. I told you so. I told you so. Nah, they're not gonna go for that shit. And I promise you, let me get some shit wrong, you niggas is gonna fact check the shit out of me. And you nigga, you got that shit wrong. We can't wait to get you. We can't wait to get you. So that's the thing about being a black man. But I'm here to specifically say the words that I'm speaking are for us. You can listen, and if it can help you, apply it. Because I can't hide nothing from you anyway. I can't come up with no secret terms and secret language and some bullshit on the side that you niggas don't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? I can't come up with no bullshit like that, bro. I mean, fuck. Anytime somebody like me says anything about anything, everybody's got to see it and know it and expose themselves to it. Because you're not allowed to hide shit. You're not allowed to have shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, being who we are, you're just not allowed to do it. You know what I mean? Anything, any gem I find, I have to share. If I come across something that's valuable or golden, wait. What you mean you come across something valuable and gold? You supposed to share it with everybody. I mean, you keeping it to yourself or only giving it to your own people. That's racist. So, and it's one thing that I've noticed, that's good is that you have a lot of podcasts and you have a lot of black men that are really trying to help black men. You have a lot of people that are really trying to express a new way of life for black men. They're really trying to get you educated, really trying to get you informed in what's going on. They're really trying to teach you levels of finances and stuff, really trying to show you how to start your own businesses and become a viable member of society and survive. They're really trying to do it. And as I looked, every black person that I've seen trying to do this, because most of these male-orientated podcasts, a lot of them are black men. And the first thing that black men have to do, the first thing that they do when they do start these podcasts, the first thing that they say is they like, okay, we're doing this for everybody. We are not racist. We love you. We love you. We love all of you guys. We're not just, this is for whites and Mexicans and Asians. And if we talking about people, we talk about everybody. I don't just talk about black folks. I talk about Mexicans. I talk about everybody. But it seems like the only time you ever get in any kind of bullshit or trouble is if you're talking about black women. Because everybody talks about black men. We've been talking about black men shit since I've been alive. Nobody give a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying? You can talk about white people all day long, yet who's your lawmakers? Who's your governors? Who's your senators? Who runs the society? And even if you do get non-whites that are in there, right? You do get non-whites that are running the government, or they're part of some shit. You know what I'm saying? Or they're sitting at the seat of power. They do what said system is already set in place. So if the system that was already set in place was to benefit one particular type of people, or the authorities having jurisdiction, and then the oppressed people finally get into the seat of power and start doing exactly the same damn thing that the system already set in place, talking about this was the greatest way to do this, well, you're just perpetuating the same bullshit. Now you trapping your own self. You don't come up with new laws. You don't come up with new ways to innovate and everything else. You're trapping your own self. Yet every other said community has their own cultural values that they don't allow anybody else to get involved in, except for us. Because any cultural value that we come up with that seems to generate any kind of profit, we sell it out. Sell it out to the highest bidder. Sell it out to everybody. Everybody come get some. Look at hip hop. Hip hop was one of the most golden things that has saved the black community coming through the 80s. Golden. Through hip hop, we got educated. We learned about street knowledge. We learned about entrepreneurialism from the streets. We took drug money and innovated it and spread it out in a way that the Italian mob and any other mafia or organized crime syndicate that was using drugs ever did. We blew it out in a way and turned it into $1 trillion industry that no other community has ever been able to do. Ever. Ever. Right? And what happened is we took all that underground stuff, all that illegal racketing and everything else, turned it into $1 trillion industry where now the entire world is rapping. The entire world is making beats. The entire world is doing hip hop. And then trying to, and they're not, so like the only people I know that are doing hip hop in their languages and in their culture are the black people. So like if you go to Africa and you listen to how they do their hip hop in Africa, it's African. This shit is tight, but it's African. There's not too many American influences in there other than the fact that you're kind of, you're rapping to these beats. That was kind of a thing that we did that kind of pushed it to where it was. But other than that, they doing their own culture. Yet you go to the European side or the Asian side, they copy you. They copy black. They don't have Asian rappers that really cater to Asian culture and do Asian shit. They all try to get swag like black people. They all try to wear baggy clothes like black people. They all try to, get their little glasses and dance and everything else. Now, like I said, I appreciate the admiration for our said culture. I appreciate that. That's nice. It's cute. You feel me? But if hip hop is supposed to be a window into one's community and a window into one's society and how you're living, and yet all you're going to do is regurgitate what you see us do, there's no originality to that. There's no understanding. There's no bridge to the link. You just biting. Period. You just biting. And you see the money that we're generating and you just trying to bite that money and get a hold to it. And when it comes to fashion, right? We're the ones that made Versace and Louis Vuitton and all those people ridiculously famous. They were already doing their own thing. But then when black people thought that this is what they think that these foreign designers is what is money.